Stop. Be still for a moment and listen carefully, because this is not coincidence, and you are not here by accident. You may have been scrolling, distracted, or just passing time, but I brought you to this exact moment for a reason that is deeper than you realize right now. This message is for you, the one who has been holding everything together while silently falling apart inside, the one who keeps saying I'm fine when the truth is far heavier than anyone around you could understand. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders, and even now, there is a question echoing quietly in your spirit, a question you haven't dared to speak out loud. Do I need help? You've pushed it down, ignored it, covered it with strength, because somewhere along the way you convinced yourself that asking for help meant you were weak. But I am telling you, the fact that you are hearing this right now means something is shifting. You were chosen to hear this at this exact time because your silence has reached a point where it can no longer protect you the way it used to. There is something you've been avoiding, something you've been resisting, and it's not because you don't recognize it. It's because you're afraid of what happens if you finally admit it. You learned how to survive without leaning on anyone, how to endure without breaking in front of others, how to smile while your heart carries weight that no one sees. But listen to me closely. I have been watching you, every moment you thought no one noticed, every silent battle you fought behind closed doors, every tear you wiped away before anyone could ask questions. And now I am asking you something directly, something that may feel uncomfortable, something you may want to ignore. But don't turn away yet. Don't scroll past this moment, because this is where everything begins to change. What if the strength you've been relying on is not the strength you actually need? What if the answer you've been searching for had been waiting on one simple, honest response from you? You feel it, don't you? That tension inside, that quiet pull that won't let you fully dismiss these words. That's not coincidence. That's me reaching you. And here is the question you've been avoiding, the one that holds more power than you realize. Are you finally ready to admit that you need help? You've been tired in a way that no amount of sleep seems to fix. Not just physically, but deep in your soul, where the exhaustion lingers even after you've done everything right. Your mind doesn't rest. It keeps moving, replaying conversations you wish went differently, imagining outcomes you're trying to control, carrying responsibilities that feel heavier with each passing day. There are moments when you sit quietly, maybe with your phone in your hand or staring at nothing in particular, and a wave hits you without warning. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's there. That feeling that something isn't right, that you're holding more than you were ever meant to carry. You've learned how to function through it. You show up, you respond, you handle what needs to be handled. But inside, there's a quiet struggle you haven't told anyone about. There are nights when the world finally goes silent, and instead of peace, your thoughts grow louder. You think about everything you still haven't figured out, everything that could go wrong, everything you wish you had the strength to change. You tell yourself you'll handle it tomorrow, that you just need to push through one more day, one more moment. But the truth is, it's been more than just one day, hasn't it? It's been a pattern, a cycle, and you've been stuck in it longer than you expected. You want relief. You want clarity. You want something to finally shift. But at the same time, there's a part of you that hesitates. A part that pulls back the moment help feels close. Because asking for help feels unfamiliar to you. It feels like giving up control, like exposing a part of yourself you've worked so hard to keep hidden. You've been strong for so long that you don't even know who you are without that armor. And maybe, if you're honest, you've tried to rely on others before and it didn't go the way you hoped. So now you've built this quiet belief that it's safer to depend on yourself, even if it's exhausting, even if it's breaking you slowly. You tell yourself, I'll figure it out, even when you don't know how. You convince yourself that needing help is something to avoid, not something to embrace. But beneath all of that, there's another voice. Softer, quieter but persistent. It doesn't shout, it doesn't force, it waits. And it's been asking you something you've been avoiding answering. Not because you don't hear it, but because you're afraid of what it means if you say yes. That voice knows your limits. It sees past the image you present to others. It understands the weight you carry better than anyone else ever could. And right now, it's meeting you in this moment, in this exact space, where your strength and your struggle collide. Something is happening right now, and you can feel it even if you can't fully explain it. This isn't just another moment of reflection or another passing emotion that will fade when you distract yourself again. This is different. The weight you've been carrying, the thoughts that keep circling, the quiet tension that never really leaves, it's all building toward something. You've reached a point where continuing the way you have been is no longer sustainable, even if you've convinced yourself that you can handle it just a little longer. And that's where the danger begins, because a little longer has already turned into far too long. You've adapted to the pressure, learned how to function within the discomfort, but that doesn't mean it isn't slowly draining you. Every time you ignore what's happening inside you, every time you push the feeling aside and tell yourself to just keep going, something within you grows heavier. Not all at once, not in a way that forces you to stop immediately, but gradually, quietly, until one day you realize you don't feel like yourself anymore. The clarity you once had feels distant. The peace you used to experience feels unfamiliar. And the person you're becoming starts to feel like someone you never intended to be. And here's what you need to understand. This moment right now is not coincidence. You are being confronted with a choice, whether you acknowledge it or not. You can continue carrying everything on your own, staying in the same cycle, telling yourself that eventually things will change on their own. Or you can recognize that the discomfort you feel is not just a problem. It's a signal, a warning, an invitation. But if you ignore it, if you walk away from this moment and go back to distracting yourself, numbing the feeling, avoiding the question that's been placed in front of you, then nothing changes. The same patterns repeat. The same exhaustion returns. The same silent battles continue behind closed doors. Don't leave yet. Don't dismiss this as just another message and move on, because there is something here you are meant to see through to the end. You've been asking for relief, for clarity, for something to break this cycle. But what if the answer doesn't come the way you expected? What if it requires something from you first? Something simple, but difficult at the same time. Something that challenges the very way you've been coping until now. Because the help you've been waiting for hasn't been distant. It hasn't been delayed. It hasn't overlooked you. It's been right here, closer than you think, waiting for a moment exactly like this. Waiting for you to stop running, stop avoiding, and finally face the question you've been carrying in silence. And if you walk away now, you risk missing the very thing you've been hoping would find you. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to change for you. You thought your strength was in Arabic ta Arabic ket Arabic meme Arabic lam everything alone. You believed that if you could just push a little harder, endure a little longer, and keep everything under control, you would eventually find peace. But that belief has been quietly exhausting you, hasn't it? What you called strength was never meant to be isolation. What you called endurance was never meant to be silent suffering. You were not created to carry life on your own. And the reason it feels so heavy is because you've been trying to do something you were never designed to do. Every moment you felt delayed, every time you wondered why things weren't working out, every season where it seemed like nothing was moving forward, it was not punishment. It was preparation. You were being shaped in ways you couldn't see at the time. The pressure you felt was refining you, not breaking you. The silence you experienced was not abandonment. It was space, being created for something deeper to enter your life. But you misunderstood it, and instead of leaning in, you pulled back. Instead of reaching out, you closed yourself off. And yet, even in that distance, I never left you. I saw every moment you almost gave up but didn't. I saw every time you held yourself together when no one else was there to help you. I saw the strength in you, but I also saw the pain you were hiding beneath it. And now, I'm revealing something to you that will shift everything if you allow it to settle in your heart. Your breakthrough does not begin when you try harder. It begins when you finally let go of doing this alone. You don't lose control by reaching for me. You gain the kind of strength you've been searching for all along. The kind that doesn't run out. The kind that doesn't depend on circumstances going your way. The kind that carries you when you feel like you can't take another step. This is the strength you were meant to walk in. So imagine your life from this moment forward, not as someone who is constantly overwhelmed, constantly trying to keep everything from falling apart, but as someone who is supported, guided, and no longer alone in the weight you carry. Imagine waking up without that same heaviness pressing on your chest. Imagine facing challenges without that quiet fear underneath. Imagine finally feeling like you don't have to figure everything out by yourself. That is who you are becoming. Not someone who has all the answers, but someone who knows where to turn. Not someone who never struggles, but someone who no longer struggles alone. This is your shift. This is your moment. And everything begins to change the moment you stop resisting the help that has been reaching for you all along. So now, here you are at the moment you've been quietly approaching this entire time. I asked you in the beginning, and I'm asking you again. But now you understand it differently. You need help. Not the kind that fades when things get difficult. Not the kind that depends on people or circumstances. But the kind that meets you in your deepest place and lifts what you were never meant to carry. You feel it now, don't you? That shift inside you. That awareness that you don't have to keep pretending. That you don't have to keep doing this alone. This message found you because you were meant to hear it, because something in you was ready, even if you didn't fully realize it until now. So don't let this moment pass without responding. Type "I need you, God" in the comments, not for anyone else but for you. Let it be the first honest step you take, the moment you stop hiding behind strength and start walking in truth. Because people like you, the ones who carry so much, who feel so deeply, who keep going no matter how heavy it gets, are not meant to stay stuck in silent battles. You were chosen to rise out of them. And this is how it begins. Remember how you felt at the start, that quiet question you were afraid to face. Now you have your answer. You don't just need help, you're ready to receive it. And as you step into that truth, hear this clearly. What you receive, you are also called to release into others. There are souls still wandering in the same silence you just came out of, hearts still carrying burdens, without knowing where to turn. When you give, you become a vessel, a river instead of a reservoir, allowing light to reach places darkness once held. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and I am speaking that over you now as a living promise. When you sow into this mission, you are not just supporting a message, you are planting seeds in hearts you may never see, but I see them. Now hear this moment as your own declaration. I will help this message reach who it's meant to reach. Let that rise from within you. If this word touched you, then act on it. Use the super thanks below or give through the PayPal link in the description or the QR code on your screen. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. What you release in faith, I will multiply in ways you cannot imagine. So step forward now. Give, and become part of the harvest I am unfolding through you.